Hi, my name is Kathy Moyne and we're here at Green Thumb Nursery today to talk about beneficial insects. So seems like we've got a lot of bad bugs out there right now. The temperatures are up and the bugs have exploded, the bad ones. So we do carry a line of beneficial insects for those of you who don't want to do any kind of spraying. And right now, because of the heat, I tend to not want to have people spray because it can damage. So we can do a few things to kind of help minimize. We can spray things off with water early in the morning or late in the afternoon. Better in the morning than the afternoon because you can have mildew issues, but hosing off the leaves, that helps a lot. Keep the dust and dirt off, that helps. Trying to keep ants out of your plants. If you've got ants in your plants or your pants, that's not a good thing. And you can help with that by putting a little ant bait or something around the base of the plant, because they carry around the insects. The ants will take an aphid or a mealybug or a scale and move it from place to place, and they also defend them. They'll knock off predator insects and things like that. So get the ants out of there. And boy, I'm telling you, we're battling the ants right now. Anyway, so the things we have right now that work really well are, we've got the ladybugs. Now these are your regular old ladybugs that you see in the garden, no different than any other ladybug. And how you do these is you put them out in the evening because they don't fly at night. So usually I'll tell people to have a little bottle of water with some sugar in it, a little sugar water, and then you place these guys at the base of the plants that are infected. So they need to have some bugs to be attracted to. A lot of people say, oh, I put them out in my garden and they flew away. Well, that's because you didn't have anything there for them to eat. So you need to make sure that you do have some bugs, and probably pretty easy to do that right now. You need to have some bugs in there for them to eat, because if they don't find something, they're going to fly away over to your neighbor's yard or wherever and find their food. So you do it in the evening as the sun's going down, and you put them at the base of the plant and sprinkle a little bit of that sugar water, and then they'll go to that water, they'll get a little bit of quick energy, and then they'll start going up the plant looking for the insects. Now as they're doing that, they're communicating with each other and probably having a little bit of sex, and then they lay some eggs, and then you have the babies, and the babies actually look like black and orange alligators. They look like little alligators, and you can Google it if you need to know what they look like, because you don't want to kill them. And those little guys will actually eat way more than the adults. So we're hoping that as they're there, they're laying eggs, and then those eggs are going to hatch and give you more. Now how it works is the bad bugs come up and peek, and then the good guys go, oh hey, there's some stuff going on over here, so let me go over there, I'll lay some eggs, I'll eat some stuff. And then the babies are the ones who usually take care of the majority of the bad insects. So the bad guys peek, the good guys come, and then they take it down. So you have to be a little patient, and about the time you're about ready to give up, you finally see the results. So be patient with ladybugs, they do work well. You can put them on milkweeds for the aphids that get on the milkweed, so you can do that. They don't eat the eggs and they don't eat the little caterpillars, but the ladybugs are a really good way of getting rid of aphids and things like that. Now we also carry a combo package of ladybugs and lacewings. Now the lacewings are inside of here in there's a little cup in here, and those where the lacewings are in with the ladybugs. Now the lacewings, it's an egg. So on those, they're little eggs, and you can sprinkle them around in your garden in different places, or you can put them in little plastic cups and put a few here and there, and then staple them to the stem of the plants that you want them to go into. As they hatch, they'll crawl up into the plant, and then they go do their thing. Now they look like kind of like a ladybug larva, a little alligator, but they're tan in color. And again, Google it if you don't know what it is, because that way you don't want to kill it. I've actually had a few of them crawl up on my leg and give me a little pinch, and I've knocked them off and then realized, oh no, I just killed a lacewing baby. So be careful when you're in your garden that you're not just smashing things if you don't know what they are, because they could be good guys. Anyway, so then the lacewings come. Now lacewings usually fly at night. They have a little green body with very clear wings, and they flip around in the light and this and that, and you don't really know what it is. It's kind of hanging out with the moths and stuff, but they're regular flyers. But I've seen them, once you put them in your garden, they seem to last a few years. So they stick around and help with keeping those bad bugs at bay. So the other one that we carry, this one is a praying mantis. We carry the egg sac. Now usually we don't have these this time of year. Usually they're spring. So I think because of the weather's been so weird that we actually have the praying mantis eggs now. Now you can let them hatch in here, or you can attach the little egg sac. The egg sac, I don't want to open it, but it's little woven looking thing, and that's the egg sac. And you can sit the egg sac like in the crack of a branch on a tree or something, or a bush, just as long as it's secure. Or you can leave them in here. Now you have to watch it, because once they hatch, you got to get them out of here. There's thousands of them in here, and they will eat each other if they don't have a way to get out of there. So you want to keep an eye on them if you leave them in here. But otherwise, if you put them out in your garden, then they'll hatch and go do their thing. The thing about, now these other ones, the lacewings and the ladybugs, will do your soft-bodied insects. So that's going to be your mealybugs, they will get some whiteflies, they not so much scales, and they will get aphids. Those are the big ones. And not really caterpillars. Now the praying mantis is equal opportunity. He will eat whatever he can get his little claws on. Thing about these guys is they're territorial, so they stick around to one area, and their eyesight is poor, so they're only going to get what's right in front of them. So if you have a major infestation, this is probably not your best thing to go with. It's either the ladybugs and lacewings or just the straight ladybugs. They're more of an army, where this one here is more of a sentry. He looks and keeps watch. Now I kind of like them because they're kind of fun to see in the garden, and they get pretty good size, and they do fly. Some of them do fly. And then they'll lay more eggs. I found all kinds of egg sacs in my yard now. And if I'm not using a lot of pesticide in my yard, which I haven't been, I seem to find a lot of them every year. So they lay eggs in the wintertime, they're not around in the wintertime, and then those egg sacs hatch in the spring and start the cycle all over again. So it's a lot of fun. Now we also sell the earthworms. Now these are red wigglers. So the red wigglers are something that you can put in your garden, or you can use it in your compost pile. We've also got worm bins that you can bury them in the ground, and then you put your food scraps and things in there, and the worms come in and they go into that compost and break down that compost and make a really nice humus, yeah, I guess I'm hungry. Humus. That's just the organic material that's broken down into a form that the plants can readily uptake. So the way these work here is that you'll go in your garden. If you're going to put them in the garden, you dig a hole, you put a little organic material in there, and some mulch or compost if you got some already compost, and you throw that in the hole, and then you throw these little worms throughout. Now there's quite a few in here, and they're usually at the bottom of the container. Now on all these, the company that we get this from, they have little QR codes on each one of these containers that will tell you how to distribute these insects, which is a cool thing. Now another thing that we carry on a regular basis, these are beneficial nematodes. Now a lot of you might have heard about nematodes. There are good nematodes and there are bad nematodes. These are microscopic little worms. You need a microscope to see them, so you can't really tell if they're there or not. And they come in a carrier, which is like vermiculite, and then you put that into a bucket of water or a watering can, and you siphon off the vermiculite. Now you can put the vermiculite in your garden, and those little nematodes that are in there will go down into the soil. It needs to be moist. Now these guys are photosensitive, so you want to make sure you're doing this probably in the evening so that they get a chance to get into the soil. And what they do is they go through the soil, and you also want to water before you do it because they need the moisture to get into the soil. Now once you've put that carrier, you can put that out in the garden, that'll be fine. Then this water mixture that you have is you can put into hose end sprayers and you can spray them into the yard. Now I've used these for grubs in lawns, fleas, they work for fleas, anything that pupates in the soil. They're even going to work for the chili thrips, because chili thrips, they pupate in the soil in the spring. So if you do this like early spring, maybe say the end of March, you're going to get a lot of those insects. Now if you see grubs in your yard and you know you've got grubs, then this is one way that you can also take care of those grubs. These guys burrow through the ground and they look for any insect. They'll even do grasshoppers, because grasshoppers at one point pupate in the soil. They're not going to do adult grasshoppers, they're only going to do babies. But and so do fleas. Fleas pupate in the soil. So they go through the soil looking for all these insects. They crawl into the inside of these guys and eat them from the inside out. I know that's a horror thing, but like a horror movie gone bad. But that's how they work. And they will also help with the bad nematodes. So if you've got bad nematodes, you usually know it. They cause, like on tomatoes, they'll cause knots and roots, things on the roots. So you'll know if you've got bad nematodes. These also help with that. So they do kind of hang around. So it's kind of a good thing. Once you use them, they'll be there for a while. I used them for grasshoppers one year in the spring, because we were getting them all over the place, and I never saw a grasshopper again for a long time. So they do work and stay there as long as you're irrigating on a regular basis, which we're kind of having to cut back a little bit, but most people are at least able to water once a week. So as long as they'll go down where it's moist and then come back to the surface as you water. So that right there is what we've got in a nutshell. And when we get in the spring, we have a few more insects that you can, beneficial insects that you can use. There's also ones that you can order online. There's wasps, beneficial wasps that will go out, little ones, you don't see them, and they do aphids and different things like that as well. So there you go. That's what we have right now. So I hope that this was helpful for you. If you like what you saw, please click the like button. If you've not subscribed, hit that subscription button and hit the bell if you want to know when we got new videos. Well, thank you for watching and have a great day.